There's a peacefulness here I haven't felt in years, and I'll plant my feet in this ground. Like a tree I will grow. Perhaps I'll come to know what I have found.
So the perception is that the majority, say 80% of the people are employed by the mines, and that maybe only 20% are employed by small businesses and other diverse businesses. And I think that's, actually the other way around, that actually about 80% are employed by other businesses and only 20%. So if we can change the community's perception and give them hope that there are a lot of other opportunities out there, we would see increased growth.
So ELY has a unique opportunity. This may be the largest what's called seasonal storage capacity of any place in the world. And these underground mines that existed since the late 1800s until about 1967 are still there. They're underground. They're filled in now with water and inundated with water. But that water, because it's 1,600 feet below the surface, is a lot warmer than water on the surface. It's about 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Now it turns out that you can take this water at 54 degrees Fahrenheit, pump it to the surface and run it through a heat pump, and you can heat a large portion of this community. So you take this warm water out of the ground in the wintertime, run it through heat pumps and heat as many buildings as you possibly can, which of course then eliminates every smokestack in town and makes it a much more carbon neutral environment.
ELY has a unique opportunity to become a center for year-round food production. For example, ELY could collect all the regional organic garbage and feed it to worms. The worms turn the garbage into compost and heat inside an energy-efficient greenhouse. Garbage could be collected at schools and community centers, engaging local youth in the recycling process. The compost can be mixed with marginal soil to increase the quality of the food. In addition, edible fish can be grown in tanks, and the resulting wastewater can be recycled to feed the plants. So you have an integrated system where garbage is transformed into food and jobs.
For years, taconite taxes have been set aside to provide opportunities for alternative jobs in the future, because mining is a finite activity. There are immigrant houses that are left from the early mining days. Now, these houses could be restored or they could be removed, salvaging some of the materials for future use. And this could provide jobs for many of the young people who are living in this area. Now, there's also a need for senior housing. So, for example, you could take a block of these immigrant houses, you could remove the houses in the middle, and this would provide space to put in a community garden, to put in a playground. Now you've provided an opportunity for intergenerational activity, and you've provided a way for our seniors, our elders, to pass on their stories.
This is a business I saw a need for, and I started from scratch. I'm also a licensed auctioneer. We started out by doing small auctions and started going on to consignment. But what people up here need to see is there's a need for different things, and the way to find it is to see what people leave town for. The nearest town's 50 miles away. And when people leave town for something, that shows there's a need for it here. Somebody could open a business here making small trailers. They'd sell everyone they make, because there's a need from all the transient business for trailers, for boats, for cabins, for just moving stuff around. We need people who can make small furniture that designed to fit into cabins, like tall, narrow bookshelves, tall, narrow dressers, make it in an economical fashion, make it so it fits these cabins and the demand here. They can make a living doing that. There's a lot of opportunities like that. You just got to look for them.
We need more artists, more authors, more people with vision who can come here and develop some kind of a community of people.
You know, my advice is move to ELY, start a business, but make sure that the business that you start has the flavor, has the feel. It has to have a historic feel. It has to have a product that people really want to see, but they can't get everywhere else. It has to be a little special.
There's a peacefulness here I haven't felt in years, and I'll plant my feet in this ground. Like a tree I will grow. Perhaps I'll come to know what I have found. And I wonder what the world would be if the whole human family took a course in forestry, learn to live more like a tree, learn to live more like a tree, oh, to live more like a tree.